Well, hey there, everyone. It is John Seymour, Laser Entrepreneur here coming at you tonight. And although we are done with the 25 gifts of inspirations around the holiday, that is done. I did forget to tell you guys last night that in that little cracker, I actually got a little harmonica. Pretty cool. So this kind of fell on the floor, so I just wanted to share that with you. And for those of you that are new to our series, this is a series about setting goals. We'll be doing it tonight, which is the 26th, the 27th, the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st to get us ready for 2022. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are coming back, welcome. Whether you're watching me on the Facebook John C. Morley Serial Entrepreneur, whether you're watching me on LinkedIn, or whether you're watching me on John C. Morley Serial Entrepreneur YouTube, or you're watching me on John C. Morley Serial Entrepreneur Twitch channel, it is great to have you with me. You know, whether you're trying to set a goal for the new year, or you're just trying to set goals in the year, how do you set goals? Because I know that's a little bit of an enigma to some people. How do you actually do it? Well, I think you have to decide first and think of something you really want. It's great to write it down. You could tell someone if you feel comfortable sharing it with them. And then it's good to take your goal and to actually break it down, or what I like to call chunking it. Okay. And it's also important to celebrate little milestones of your goal, because maybe your goal is to lose weight in 2022, but that might be a huge goal to be at the weight you want to be at. So, what I encourage you to do is to celebrate those small victories in life. Okay. Celebrate those small victories in life, because they are the ones that are going to propel you forward. I mean, that's the bottom line. They are going to propel you forward every single time. And, it's not about, thinking of a goal and just making it happen like that overnight. It doesn't work like that. So, yes, there is a brain component. Okay. There is a subconscious component. Okay. As well. So we have the active brain, the subconscious brain, and then we also have an action component. One wise person said to me, John, if I want my crops to grow, I can't just pray that I'm going to have crops and then not water them, not feed them or fertilize them, and not take care of the crops. Because if I don't take care of them, nothing's going to happen. That's really, really important. So when we think about goals, and again, this is a week series of setting goals. I know it might sound, how can I say, a little daunting, because you're like, John, I don't even know where to start. I've tried to do goals so many times, but every time I try, I just keep disappointing myself. Well, I think the reason you're disappointing yourself is because you're setting goals, but then you're not making them clear enough, okay? Or you're getting so inundated in all the details that you're not stepping away. So, again, if you're looking to lose weight, you don't have to get into every step of every meal you're going to eat and all these kinds of things of calories. You just have to have the intention, okay? So, what is an intention? Now, I haven't gone to Webster in a while, but we're going to go to Merriam-Webster because we haven't gone there in a while. And we're going to look up the word tonight, intention. What is an intention? Great question. It's a noun. So, an intention is really what one intends to do or bring about, the object for which a prayer, mass, or pious act is offered, determination or act in a certain way to resolve. Intentions is the plural version of intention, purpose with respect to marriage, import, significance. Okay. So that's important. A process or manner of healing incised wounds. It's a concept. Okay. When you have an intention to be successful, that's something that is really within your core. If you just say, hey, I want to be healthy, or I just want to achieve this goal, well, that's great, but you're probably not going to achieve it. And here's why. There's not enough why that is going to trip you to want to do it. Now, we've talked about this before that our brain has something called the reticular activating system. You've heard me talk about this before, the reticular activating system. I'm not sure if you guys remember that, but this is very important. This is one of the keys to actually helping us achieve our goal. And it's called RAS, by the way, is the short form, the reticular activating system. And it's RETICULAR, or RAS for short. It's a network of neurons that is positioned in the brain stem and that project anteriorly to the hypothalamus to mediate behavior, as well as both posteriorly to the thalamus and directly to the cortex for activation of awake, desynchronized cortical EEG patterns, etc. But what is the main function of the RAS, the reticular activating system? I thought you never asked me. So the overall function of the RAS is modularity and premotor, involving somatic motor and control, cardiovascular control, pain, modulation, sleep, consciousness, and habituation. So, how does the reticular activating system draw us to success? Well, this may seem a little complicated, but I'm going to try to make this really easy. It's about how our brain functions. So, our brain uh, basically has really three. There's three parts to the reticular activating system. And the main three parts, I should say, is the regulating arousal and sleep, wake, and transitions. So when we think about the reticular activating system, remember it's designed to draw us to things. You've heard me use the analogy of, are there a lot of X cars on the road? And let's say you drive a car that is silver. And if I was to ask you, are there a lot of silver cars on the road? You'd say, yeah, that's all there are is silver cars. But let's say someone else doesn't drive a silver car. Maybe they drive a white car like myself, or they drive something else. And if you ask them, they're like, there aren't any silver cars on the road. There's more red and there's more white or whatever you drive, because that's what your brain is focusing on. Now, the thing of the matter is that you don't just get put into success by just, snapping your fingers. It's not like that. You see, your brain gets conditioned into patterns. So you are today where you are based on the patterns you had yesterday, and you'll be tomorrow and the days after based on the thoughts and patterns you have today. So patterns get us into a success modality. The challenge is that if you're looking at your bank account or you're looking at things and you're like, well, I don't like the way it looks. Well, you're looking at something based on what happened in the past. So you have to keep those patterns going in your brain, because when you do that, it's going to overwrite everything that happened in the past, and it's going to put you into a state to set you up for success, whatever that is for you. Now, I know that everyone just wants to snap their fingers and be successful tomorrow. Well, that's great. But you've heard the analogy, give a man fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. So what do we mean by that? Well, it's really simple. It just means that if we know how to do something, even if we don't have any of it, we can actually attain more of it very quickly and easily, because we've learned how to master achieving that. And that's the whole thing about manifestation and success and goals, is that when you understand how to manifest in your life, you're going to be able to achieve anything that you want. And you've heard me say this before, as long as it doesn't harm, hurt, or basically is derogatory toward another person, you can have it. Anything that you want. But why doesn't success just come? Why can't I just snap my fingers and it happen? Well, so there is an action component that is necessary to be successful. If we think about it, it's great. But if we take no action, we're going to be nowhere. Now, that might seem a little complicated. So, the reticular activating system is what helps us process millions and millions of stimuli that comes in and out of our brain every single day. And so, the reticular activating system is designed to basically keep us safe and alive. That's the main function of the reticular activating system. It's our fight or flight mechanism. But as we start to work with it more and more, we can actually train our RAS, or reticular activating system, to draw us toward things that are actually going to make us successful. Then, John, why doesn't the reticular activating system work as a success module when we're born? That's a great question. It's because the RAS is designed to keep us alive and well and keep us out of any harm's way, which we call the fight or flight mechanism. That's what it's about. When we've learned how to operate our RAS, and when we start learning how to take risks, and the body sees that, okay, we're not going to have a catastrophe, then suddenly it's like, okay, I guess I can trust this. I guess I can go this way. But it doesn't happen overnight. So you have to build how you're going to set your goals or how you're going to do this in a way. You can't just go cold turkey overnight, right? And then your brain's like, oh, I'm comfortable with this. I think I'm going to allow you to do this, and I'm going to allow more of this in my life. Okay. So we all need dreams, right? And goals in our life to aspire to and to celebrate and things like that. Imagining our dreams is very important. And we've talked about this before, that basically a goal is a dream on a deadline, right? Now, a lot of people see this goal like, oh, I want to reach this goal tomorrow, or they want to reach this goal right away, but they don't realize that there are multiple steps involved to reaching this goal. And so they become frustrated when the goal is not reached. I think that's the biggest problem. And I know it's important. It's really important, because when we think about life for a moment, okay, everyone believes that everything is just going to happen like out of the blue, and it's not. So when your brain gets more comfortable with accepting stimuli and then being able to do things with that stimuli, that's going to bring you closer to the edge of being successful. The reason it doesn't happen overnight is because if it happened overnight and your body was not, let's say, in a physical or a mental state to be able to handle that, that could be a big problem for your body. For example, if you're trying to lose weight and you were going to go cold turkey, but you couldn't handle that, that could be a detriment to your health, right? It could be a serious problem. So tonight, what I really just want you to think about is maybe 2 or 3 goals that you want to achieve in 2022. Maybe write them down, and then what I like, those are maybe like 3 goals that you definitely want to achieve. Okay. Then what I'd like you to do is write down on a piece of paper everything that you want to happen in 2022. And just take down and just write down either online in your Word, or you do an Excel, or you can do it on the paper. Write down everything that you want to happen in 2022. So, what are the first 3? The first 3 are goals that you want to achieve. The other things are just stuff that you want to happen. Okay. We're going to focus on the 3, but what you're going to find out is that when we write goals down, even if we don't focus on them, our brain is going to draw us to them. All right. And we'll go over more exercises every single day. But right now, just think about 3 goals that you would like to achieve sometime in 2022. And then write down everything that you want in 2022. Write down what you want. Anything that you write down, you can have, as long as it doesn't harm, hurt, or basically have any derogatory acts, marks, or discrimination toward anyone else. You can have it. You can have it. You can have anything you want. So write down whatever you want on the paper. Get as creative as you want. I want you to get descriptive about what you want. If you want something specific, don't just be general about it. Be specific about what you want. And the more specific you are, the more your brain is going to assimilate that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first night of counting down for our goals and setting goals for 2022. And we have 5 more evenings. I hope you'll find these great. And I am real excited because I've started writing my book and it will be coming out probably in about a month or two. I'm really excited for 25 gifts of inspiration to improve your life and everyone else. If you have not watched that stream series, you definitely want to catch it because those gifts, they're gems. Just one of those gifts will change your life. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a pleasure again to be with you tonight on December 26th and helping you start the process to set goals in 2022. Have yourself a wonderful evening, everyone. Take care.